and fastest ways you will learn to write code and to write code in general. Sort of a like measure twice, cut once sort of situation. And as you become a better and more skilled engineer, you will write a lot more pseudocode than you actually do write a lot of code, right? You'll think about how to do things in your head before you actually start writing the code in, in whatever language you're writing in. So let's take a moment and let's think of an approach right here. What do we kind of want this to do? And speak to me in English here, real easy. What do we want to do? Oops.
You want to open that file?
Go through the list of names.
I like it. I hear two things. I like two things. So open a file, go through list of names. We're going to go in the open a file first because we got to open it so that we can get that list of names. So we're going to open a file. How are we going to know what file to open?
Do we import it from the system?
Right, we're gonna have to import system. So we're gonna import sys so we can use sys stuff like sys.argv, right? That's useful. Then we could get the file from the command line, and that's kind of what it wants us to do, right? It wants us to be able to call our function or call our run our script, give it the name of a file, and do this stuff. So I think that we're on the right track here with this approach of importing sys, opening a file. Okay, what do we want to do once I've opened up the file? I want you to like imagine it, right? Like not even in code. I'm literally just, it's like a book, right? I just opened it up. What do I want to do with this file now?
You want to read it.
I want to read it. I like it. Open the file and read it. And
So
read.
Yeah.
Read the lines, right? So then we can imagine this as now a smaller problem, right? Where we've got each line will represent a name, right? We can kind of loop through these names. And then like bingo bango, guys, we're like right where we were with that old problem, right? We're just looping through something, putting it in a dictionary, plus equaling 1, right? So let's do that. Let's do that. Open a file and read the lines. Let's write it in English before we write it in Python. We're going to loop through the lines. And then if the line is in the dictionary, plus equals 1, right? Or yeah, if the line is in the dictionary, plus equals 1. Else, set the value to be 1. If the line is in the dictionary, let's set that value plus equals 1. I'll set the value to be 1. Okay. I feel like that's pretty good so far, and that's similar to what we were doing before. And then let's not actually print it out like this in this order yet. Let's just print out the dictionary itself, and then we can worry about formatting. Okay. And then we'll say print the dictionary. Does anyone have any kind of questions on this approach? Does anyone like it, not like it? Think they could do better, worse? I don't know, man. All right. So let's take a look. I'm just opening up the screen so I can see everybody's face. Okay, so we're going to import sys because that's what it says to do. I'm just going to follow the instructions we wrote together. Import sys. Okay, it said open a file and read the lines. Well, I don't have that file yet. So let's make a variable and set that equal to the file. So I'm going to say File name is equal to, and how do I get it? Fill in the rest of this line for me. How do I get this thing?
sysargv1.
Beautiful. Sys.argv1. Give me that thing. And again, I'm print the file name. I like taking my baby steps. I'm going to show you the terminal that I'm using right now. It's a little different than the default one. And the only difference is I like it because you could split them. So you can have two terminals. This way I can work like this. I can do / birthday party, and I could give it the names, and then we could test it constantly. Oops, I didn't save this file. Save it. Run it. And then it prints out names.txt. So this way, I just like working with my code this way. So I can see the code, and then I can run it, and then I can see any errors that pop up, and I'll look at the line. And so this is my workflow way. Do whatever works for you. So okay, we've imported sys, so we can do sysargv stuff. We got the file name. Let's open a file. So I'm going to use the with syntax. Right? Let's do it. With open. I'm going to put in the file name. File name. I'm going to read it. I'm going to call it as file. And like I said, we're going to take baby steps. With open file name as file. What do we want to do? We said loop through the line. So for line in file. Okay. Actually, is it upset with me because this is a keyword? I think so. Can't use that word. So I'm just going to call it F. I hope you guys are okay with that. So I'm following the instructions here. It says loop through the lines, for line and file. What's next? What does my instructions say? Put a colon here. If the line is in the dictionary, set that value to +=1. Well, I'm in a bit of a pickle at this point, right? Why? What didn't I do yet?
Initialize the counter.
Right? I got no counter variable. So let's do that. Let's go up here, say, let's say count equals this empty dictionary here. We're going for line in file. Cool. So we'll say if the, let's say, count.get the line. And what do we do?
So
If I can get that value, what do I do?
So we want to set the count +1.
Yeah. So count at that line +=1. Else, we'll say count at that line =1. Right? Remember? And that sounds good, right? Like we'll just do that through the whole file. And then why don't we print out that count and see what happens? Does anyone have any questions? Anyone think this will work? Anyone like me? Let me try to read the room here. Who thinks this code's going to work? Who thinks this code's got a bug in it? Get thumbs up and thumbs down situations. All right, I got some people got faith in me here. People, I see also people not voting. Come on, pick a side. Is this code going to work? I don't know. You don't have to pick a side. We can just find out. Okay. Oh, let's save the code and then run it. All right. We're looking pretty good here. We're looking almost good. We do have those new line characters that we kind of got to clean up. Right? I know. So we can fix that. How can we fix that?
Could we use like a strip or like a truncate?
Absolutely. For line in file, we can totally strip. Let's do it like this. I'm going to do it in this order. For line in file, let's set the line equal to line dot strip. I think this will work. Let's find out. Hey, look at that. We got rid of those new lines. We are rapidly approaching a final answer here, right? Before we get to the last part of cleaning it up so that we can get it in the format that these folks over at RunCode like, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, how did you kind of figure to use count bracket line bracket?
Right. So you want to go to the dictionary
Mm-hmm.
at that line, right? Remember, each line in our brains and our mental models, each line is going to represent one of these names, right? So as we're going through the code, we're going through the line, and each line represents something through every iteration. On the first iteration, this line will be David, and then we'll say David equals David.strip, so that gets rid of the new line, so David is just David. And then we'll say if count.get David. So we're going to go in here, and that's where we're going to reference it. So this bracket right here is so that we can get into that dictionary. It's saying, hey, update this value at count at line. Update this. Right? And this is the same way you would update it, just like if it were in a list, right? Except you would put the index here if you wanted to update. Okay.
Gotcha.
Let's print it so that it's in the order that it wants. So we have the dictionary right now. It seems to me we need to do something with that dictionary to actually get it to print out in this way. What kind of computery thing do we want to do with the dictionary that I showed you guys how we can do before? How can we go from
Print out the items probably?
I love it. That's exactly what I'm looking for that. Beautiful. Right. So we're going to use those items, right? We're going to do some loop with the items. Let me delete this first. We're going to say for key, comma, value. I call them key and value, you call them K and V, whatever you want to call them, right? So they're variables. For key and value, for key value in count dot items. Right, this way we'll loop through all of the keys and the values, and then we can print, and I'm going to use an F string here, make it nice and easy. They just want key space dash space value. At least that's what it looks like to me. Print key, so curly braces, key space dash space curly braces value. Okay, close that print. It should automatically print each one on a new line. Save this file, and let's see. Hey, right, it says David. How many? Let's make sure that that our count is right. Oh, count is off. 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2. 3, 2, 1, 3, 1. Do I just have an extra one?
The names are not in order.
The names are not in order?
Yeah,
Oh, it's just a different.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, should be fine then. Cool.
The output is sorted alphabetically.
Oh, is that what they want? They want it sorted. Did it say that? Notice that a few people share the same name, so you're putting an organized list. For your order, given the list of names, print out the number of occurrences in each name. All right, they want it sorted. How do they want it sorted by? It looks like they don't want it sorted by the values, right? Because I see that it's not sorted that way. Yeah, it's not sorted that way. Looks like it's sorted by the keys. So how do I sort a? How can I do that? How do I sort a list? Oops.
To be able to use, let's say, like count.sort,
I like it.
since we're sorting the dictionary.
Yeah, we can do that. We can say, will that work? Key value in count dot, do you like this? You do sorted method. Grab it like that. I think this should work.
Oh, that's the sorted method.
Well, this is not a method. This is a function.
Okay.
The difference between them is how they're called. Just so that you know, if you dot off of something, this is called a method, right? So stat items is a method. If it's just hanging out by itself right there, function. I trip up myself and call them the same thing over and over again, but just so that you know. So length, right? That's a function. Open, that's a function. Strip, method. All right, cool. So let's see. That looks like it's sorted. Did we save this? Let's save it again just in case. That looks good. That looks like what we want now. So all I did here was use the sorted method to sort the dictionary, sort the items that come out. All right, so let's actually.
Good question.
Yeah.
What would happen if you put that for key value loop inside the width?
Inside the width, where inside the width?
Or like kind of like with right beneath the first for loop. So yeah.
So within here, but after the for loop.
Right.
How do I yank? What is it? YY? Frank is the one who. So I could do this, I think. No.
What? YY will yank the line in Vim.
YY will yank the line, and then how do I paste it?
P for paste. You can't do it with highlighting. If you want to highlight two lines, you can go into visual mode. So capital V, and then select the two lines with the cursor, and then Y to yank, and then P to paste.
What? I didn't keep the indentation.
You could indent it as well. So if you put it back there, you can.
Just put the for loop back here.
Okay.
Typing's hard, guys. But it's worth it to find out what happens. Right, and we can just hash that. Yay, still works. Still works. And it's just so that we understand why. We've got this loop right here. So it's like going through this this with block, right? This is while the file is open. And once we exit this block, that's when it'll close the file. So the difference was we close the file and then do the thing with the dictionary, or we have the file open, do the thing with the dictionary, then close it. I have no preference for either. Cool. Cool. So we've still got a good amount of time. I'm going to put us back into breakout rooms, and we're going to continue working through these Python problems. Do we have any questions and anything? Did anyone pick up anything that I did? Anyone have any tips as they were going through this, all this debugging that we're doing together? Is anyone having particular fun with their partner? I see people smiling. All right. I'm going to put us in breakout rooms again. Put in help tickets if you get stuck for, 10-ish minutes not making progress.